Hey guys, good evening everyone. Welcome to our daily stock market insights for our March 29th market performance. And you're with Miss JD. I'm here to cover what's trending in the market. And also, I'll try to cover the ones that you guys have requested for me to review. In the meantime, if you're interested in this kind of topic, this is the channel for you. So if you want to click the subscribe button and the notification bell, that would be great. Now let's get started. Let's talk about the index. Index had a solid green today, although it tried to reach the resistance around the MA20 line that we just got rejected somewhere near that. But overall, I think this is a promising view. Despite the announcement of the ECQ, we still managed to end the day green, right? And previous resistance was here. I'm thinking we will be establishing a support at this area and then slowly cross the MA20 line. Even though there's an ECQ, I'm just trying to recall what happened last year. I think the story here is a bit different than how ECQ happened last year, because at the moment, even if there's a ECQ, we know that something good is already about to happen, given that we already have the vaccine. Unlike previously, we really have no idea as to when this could end, what remedies could happen. So a lot of uncertainties. But this is just a phase trying to control the impact of the variants that have entered the country, right? So I'm thinking I don't see any drastic drop uh, in our stocks. That's my ultimate take here. And I have a feeling any moment from now, I'm not sure if that's going to happen this week though, but it's either sideways, still several movements to the side over here, and then eventually we'll be crossing the MA20 level. Foreign buying that manifested in today's market performance is a good sign. We could be moving higher. So this is a strong resistance that could be a support right now. Resistance as well here, and support over here. So yeah, that's our outlook. Let's talk about the trending stocks. GMA is, wow, big jump in the volume, big jump in the price. Plus, of course, the dividend that's scheduled on the 19th. This could be a dividend play that they are cooking at this point, right? So this is more than what? More than 10%. If we our dividend is 135 and price right now, let's say you enter at this point 895, that is 15%. But if you entered earlier, let's say you entered around the 750 level, your 1.35 divided by 7.5, that's an 18%. So really good good job for those people who have accumulated and started entering right here. When did they give out? So previously it was back in June. Here it's April, and it's really way higher than the previous ones. Okay, so I'd say, even if, okay, so there could be a possibility that this gap can be filled, but because of the price offering of the dividend that we have here, even if you enter at this level, I think a lot of people will still find it still very attractive. I think that's still a good 15% increase instantly in your gains there. So, but just be mindful that there could be a long wick up and down, and just try to target which entry you want. Are you on the conservative side, or are you going to chase it to this level? So it depends, okay? any route could still work depending on your profile. If you are a long-term holder, then the moment it drops, then that's fine, because anyway the X date is April 19th. So if you can do a test buy here and then use the remaining buying power that you have, provision it to enter it if in case it drops, then you may do so. At least you already have secured a position, or enter all at once. It depends, right? So try to strategize on a play that will work for you. DDMPR still. Oh, what is this? Long wick down below here. But if this is a support and this is, well, looks like it is creating a support right at this level. So I just feel like this could already mean that overall people feel that this area is already a cheap level. That's why it pushed the price all the way up. So good job for those people who may have entered here. So I'm thinking, first, the price, we still have very little information to play around with. And looking at the chart, I just have a feeling it will just create some stabilization right at this area before it either go up or break down further. But given that we have a long wick down here, I just feel like it could just go sideways first and then go up again. Okay, so let's try to observe and see what happens in DDMPR. But overall, yes, it's REIT. Okay, it's a REIT. So this is mostly for the long-term players, investors, that would see this price level as an attractive level. You know what happened to a REIT before? This could happen too, right? It took a while, right? See this? It also reached a red level route right here, then eventually did sideways. So this one too. And the big difference here is their market cap. They said that this is already too huge for a market cap that we can easily push the price. That's why, you see only very minimal movements. But interesting that it dropped significantly here and moved up here. But if you're to look at it, maybe because the price range is just very small. So in reality, that is just one moment. Why is this not? It's not moving. Oh, there. Because that's a 7%. This one, it's a drop by 4%. So it's not that really huge, but because it's just moving within this range. So yeah, that's a big difference between AREIT and DDMPR. It's the market cap that's really huge. Dito still within this, similar to how I viewed it previously. I'm still looking at Dito, still moving sideways over here. We initially thought that this has broken out of this channel, right? It did a breakout, but it still revisited. So overall, it just stayed true to what I initially mentioned, that I'm still expecting for the stock to go sideways, right? You see a 2 million on foreign buying, but overall, look at the volume. Okay, the volume is still flat, not huge. So at any time we see a green right there, then there could still be a possibility that it will not sustain its movement to the upside because volume is super flat. And like this one, see that? As we go higher and higher, the volume is also moving higher and higher. So what we want to see here is a sudden shift in the volume. Okay, so as it moves higher, then we want to see the volume also increasing, like this one, right? For instance, this day over here, the change is not that huge. Okay, I mentioned this previously. Look at this. Volume is so there's a big difference in the volume of the previous day, but the movement is not that much. So that's the very first thing we need to observe. Even if we stay flat over here, candlestick's body is very small, but there's a shift in volume, then that's something can happen potentially. Okay. Next is Ali. Ali showed some solid green today. So yeah, this could mean something good, right? But we are just very near our support area at this point. I'm seeing this level of support could be slightly lower because that's where your previous resistance is, and did some stabilization right over here. Then what we're waiting for is a possible cross to the MA20 line. Okay, the next stock I'd like to review is a request. I believe this is from Albert Biloy. Let's talk about ABBA. This is also in my portfolio. ABBA managed to bounce at the MA20 line, so looks like it has created a higher low. So we moved up, right? And then we dropped today, but we managed to fill that gap within the span of a day. And so I feel that this is now a higher low. So let us see if there will be a continuation. So at first, almost all the stocks that I've seen so far, there's a drop at the opening, gap down at the opening, but people felt that still we were at a very attractive level because the anticipation of the drop happened even way before the ECQ. So I think this is already a level that people feel it's already cheap. So plus there's a good catalyst for ABBA. I see 1.05 still as our support area, but looking at this, we're at the MA20 line, so there's a big chance that we could be moving higher by tomorrow and in the coming days. Not big jump in the volume, but I can already see that slowly there's an increase in the volume manifesting right over here on the last 3 days. The next one is green. Green just staying flat. I think this could be a good area to start accumulating because it has already dropped and tried to do sideways. So I think this is already a possible area of bounce. Yeah, I'm looking at 372 as our possible support. You have a foreign buying that happened today. I just do not know the catalyst for green. So just try to take a look at the insights here. Let's check out our comments here. I'm using my other screen for the comments. Trade ko to vlogs said long term ako kay dito as long as di matouch ang average ko na 8 pesos. Matirang matibay, last year ng December ko pa to hawak lang dito at APL din. Salamat sa review, ma'am. Yeah, I have both Dito and APL in my portfolio. Dito were at the same level. I started with 6 peso for my average, but I started buying more. So kaya nasa 8 peso na din yung average ko. Try covering the most volatile stocks in the market right now. Would be beneficial for those trying to trade in the short term. I wonder kung ano yun. Let's try. Well, kanina, ang GMA showed very volatile siya because may catalyst nga na dividend. SEC, another one eh. Alam ko maganda rin yung ano niya. Ayun o, SEC is another stock that is scheduled to release some dividends. 125, that's almost 10% if you're buying it at the price level right now. Foreign buying is also there. So I feel that because this is going to happen on the 7th, pa naman yung ex-date niya, so baka may play pa to. Right? So At any time, there will be fluctuations. I just want to share that I see this area as a resistance previously. So pag may fluctuation yan, take advantage of the dip and try to add some exposure there. So gaya nito, right? Kala natin 13 peso na, hindi na siya babalik. Pero imagine today, you were given a chance even to 1277 or 1280 area. So that's why when you try to anticipate fluctuations, try to put some wiggle room that in the event na mag-drop siya, at least you can still negotiate at a much cheaper level, even though you know that it's still at a cheap area. Okay, some would do that, pero yung iba, they just want to secure a spot kasi they know that it is really going to be very volatile, or the movement is going to be very fast. So they don't really mind the small difference in the amount cents. Ganon. Okay, so next is, so balik tayo. Bakit? Okay, dito muna tayo. URC. URC, I think, is showing some signs of good recovery here. We managed to cross the MA20 line, started to push the price higher. It's just today, medyo like the other stocks, gap down, but filled the gap same day. So I just feel like this is it. Higher low. Okay, good volume. So chances are we could see some continuation going up. Pero 130 pa rin yung ating support. That's where I see it. Next is BDO. BDO, sideways lang. Still sideways. I'm treating that sideways pag hindi pa niya na cross yung MA20. Ganun lang din. Actually, yung triangle niya parang ganito. Descending triangle, nakikita ko. Yan. Okay. The moment it breaks the MA20 line, that's a different story. That's a good story. You have foreign buying right here. Wait. I'll check MBT first. MBT moving sideways as well, almost similar chart with the BDO stabilizing at this level, so we want to see that crossing the MA20 line. But for now, look at MBT as with 45.27 as our support area. AC, interesting. Slightly higher pero hindi pa tayo officially nakapag-cross ng MA20, so pwede pang mag-stabilize muna ulit, okay? Dito, I'll put my support right at this level, but I'm thinking we're very near that change in direction. I see it moving to the upside really soon, okay? 52 million in foreign buying. I think overall, ang index, $30 million foreign buying. Okay. So, we did a BDO. We also did MBT today. I think we have enough stocks that we covered in today's discussion. Feel free to comment, guys. Oh, ito pa pala. Wait. Yeah, I think that's it. Let me know if you have a request of your stock. And probably we can review that. The last time I also reviewed, over the weekend I reviewed ACEN. Tingnan natin kung anong story ni ACEN. Ay, nice. Pero gap down siya. Gap down. Pero filled that gap the same day. So we're not 100% safe as of yet. Hanggat hindi pa niya na cross yung MA20 line na yan. Dito pa rin tayo sa downtrend channel niya. Okay. Actually, initially, ito yung nakita natin. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, if I can remember it right, my outlook here was like this. Okay, pag ganito siya. So, make or break. Na-break siya. So, ang difference nga lang is, right, it managed to close green today. Gap down siya, pero may recovery the entire day. So let's find out, baka mag-create siya ng support at this area. Okay? Because this was my outlook last time. Ang condition is if it breaks going down. So that's a risk. So observe muna tayo. Hanggat hindi niya to nako-cross si MA20 line, you're not out of the woods yet. Posibleng bababa pa siya, pwedeng mag-fluctuate pa siya. So I'm plotting a support area right at the level where you have your base is. Dito. Okay? Posibleng gagawa muna siya ng support dyan bago mag-recover. May 8 million in foreign buying, so let's try observe that too. Alright. I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching. And you stay safe. Have a great one. And good night, everyone.